Yes, good evening, guys from the meeting. Good evening, guys from YouTube. So it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Solon. I am the host tonight. I'm going to guide the conversation. And well, for those of you who don't know how TNT works or is here for the first time, I'm going to explain a little bit how it works. But before, I'd like to get to know yourselves. All right. So please, Bruno, introduce yourself, say your name, where are you from, how did you get here, and I don't know, something interesting about yourself. Go ahead.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Bruno. I'm from Santos City. I'm 33 years old. I'm married. I work at a freight forwarder company in the financial department, and there I'm part of the collection team. And my job is basically to charge the clients. So, and we cover the outstanding amount that is pending, basically. And I'm a host here as well. And for me, it's one of the best things that I start to do, because it's related with the my goal that is to be better on English. So for me, it's a pleasure to be here to know a lot of different people and be part of this team in general. And yeah, I have two kids. I've been married for 10 years as well. And yeah, and I'm trying to learn French, but it's a little bit difficult to learn, but I will get there. That's it. You are muted.
I'm sorry for that. But tell me,
No worries.
when your meetings happen, share with us, please.
Uh, on every Saturday I have meetings, 9 a.m. So
All
if you
right.
want to, yeah, join us. It will be a pleasure to have you there.
Okay, that's it. Thank you very much, Bruno. So nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. And what about you guys? We have Newton, Fabio. Can you introduce yourselves? Go ahead, Newton, please.
Okay, um, I'm Newton. I'm from São Paulo. Um, I have six um, grandsons, and I'm accountant. I work as accountant, and I'm here in order to improve my English and to have new friends here. It's so fun to be here because I have improved my English a lot, talking and talk and talk.
All right.
That's it for now.
This is really, really nice to hear from you, Newton. And I remember one thing about you that you don't like the cold weather and you go to other city and then come back. Am I right? It's something like
E-
that.
yes,
Ah, I knew it. Really
yes, I
nice, really
am.
nice. Newton is a friend of mine of here, the conversations, and it's always a pleasure to have him here with us.
Thank you.
Hello.
And hello, Fabio. We can hear you. Go ahead. Introduce yourself, man.
Oh, okay. My name is Fábio. Um, I'm from Brazil and São Paulo, and I have 34 years ago. I am beginner in, in English, but um, I intend to improve it because it's very important for my life and my career, my jobs, and this is my life.
All right.
I am soft developer and my dreams is learning English because I want to travel and work with English and other languages.
All right. This is good, man. You said you are a beginner in English, but your English is really good. Just keep coming to
Oh,
the conversations. I think you will learn a lot here, you know?
Thank you. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
nice. And is it your first time here, Fabio?
Yes, this is my first, and I am nervous
All
because
right.
it's difficult for me.
All right, don't be nervous. I'm going to explain how TNT works, and if you have any doubts, please let me know, okay?
Okay,
Uh, nice. So it's basically like this. TNT is a conversation platform for beginners, intermediate, and advanced English speakers. This is not a class, all right? We are here just to practice our English and be immersed in this really cool environment. And how does it work? I bring a topic and a few questions related to this topic, and we are going to discuss about this topic. Especially tonight, we are going to talk about feedback, like corporative feedback, like relations feedback, and things like that. Our
okay,
philosophy, nice. Our philosophy here is to speak as much as you can, so don't be shy, don't be afraid. No one's going to correct you. We are here to listen and talk, As you can see, we are live on YouTube. And if you want to have access to more conversations like these or even classes, you just need to go to talkandtalk.com.pr. All right. So I hope you enjoy the
right.
conversation. As I told you before, tonight we are talking about feedback. I'm going to send the questions here on the chat. We don't need to follow the questions, they're just a guide to keep the conversation going. So I'm going to send them here. And if you can see it, just give me thumbs up, Bruno. Did you receive? All right, thank you very much. So let's go with the first one, all right? I'm going to start with you, Fabio. You are a software developer, so I'm going to ask you, how important do you think is feedback in the workplace? Like, do you have feedback at your job or at your profession? How does it work for you?
Um, and feedback and from my job is very important for my life because I think it help my grow up, and this is very important um, for um, I don't know speak, but I believe is important for my grow
All
up.
right. Yes, I totally agree with you because we learn a lot hearing from the others, And when someone talks about specifically about your professional side, your abilities, what you have to develop, it's really important. I think like you, we grow a lot with a nice feedback, And let's go with you, Newton. I know you are an experienced person. So tell me, how important is feedback for you in your work, in your life? Tell me.
Oh, for me, feedback is very important in all areas of life. Um, in a professional life, uh, when you are in a company, when you have feedback, um, that's important for uh, company knows about my goals, uh, what my work is going on, and family. I think it's very important for fathers and children, husband and wife, in order to know about uh, what um, things when things not going um, better, and something you like of a person, and so on. It's very important. I think feedback in now areas of life. It's very important for me.
All right, really nice, really nice. Because sometimes we take it personally, you know, like we think, oh, that guy's talking about my skills. He's saying I'm not good enough, that I need to improve this and that. But it's really important for our growth, just like Fabio said. I really believe in that, you know. And
Yeah.
yeah, let's go with you, Bruno. What do you think? How important is it for you?
Well, for me, feedback is essential, you know, for the growth. We need to receive feedback to know what's going on, you know, if you are doing a great or not job, you know, and it's essential for measure your performance, you know, and if you don't receive feedback, it's something like you are doing the job, but you don't know if it's good, if you need to change something along the way, you know. And for me, it's not makes sense when you don't receive any feedback. You know? I think that for to be better every single day, you need to receive a feedback. You know? It's really important, not just at professional area, you know, but in your personal life as well, you know, because only when you receive feedback you can be a better father, a better husband, a better employee, you know, a better owner, entrepreneur, you know. That's it.
All right, really nice. Guys, just to let you know, you are not obliged, but you can open the camera too, all right? I know we are live on YouTube, but don't be shy, all right? If you can't, don't worry, but it's nice to
Oh,
have that.
sorry. I have a problem. My computer in the camera doesn't
It's
work.
not working. Don't worry, Newton. I remember you always open the camera. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the question number two. I think I'm going to start with you, Newton. Have you ever received feedback from your manager or colleagues? How did you feel about it? Were they good? Were they bad? How did you
Yeah,
feel in that moment?
yeah. I remember when feedback began in companies. I um, at, at at the beginning it was something difficult, and at the beginning, because by that time we never hear about feedback. The supervisor, a boss. But as time passed, I have a conclusion. I had a conclusion that was a nice thing, that you know about company and my mm, difficulties. Um, and it was very important. Now I'm retired, and I work as an autonomous, and I hear about feedback of my boss about uh, his goals, about my job,
Yeah.
and I feel comfortable to hear about, in order to know what he wants from me. They're very important. I feel so comfortable now.
Okay, nice. It's nice to hear that. What about you, Fabio? Have you ever received feedback from your manager or from your colleagues? How did you feel about it? Were they good? Were they bad? Tell me.
Okay. I try. Um, I, I will already receive positive and negative feedbacks
All right.
from my colleagues, in some job interviews, or else an important decision that I am talking with my company. Um, uh, I didn't let myself be shaken but to improve what was bad, and even what already it was good. And we, if they ask me, I will also give my feedback, being polite and sincere. I believe,
Nice, nice. I do believe in that, you know, like you need to be
yeah,
polite, of course, but you need to tell the truth, you know.
yeah,
And let's hear from you, Bruno. What do you think?
Well, yeah, in my case, I time to time we have a conversation with the leader, at
Yes.
my company, that we can share opinions, we can listen each other, the leader always brings some topics to discuss, and the skills that you need to keep doing a great job, and the leader, he always rate us, and give the notes, the grade, the number that you like. It's your grade, let's say like this.
Yes.
You are doing a great job, you will receive a certain number, and yes, in general, I think that my feedback is going well. Of course, that we need always to look for changes for better, but in general, I think that everything is going well. Yeah.
Okay, nice. But right now, let's look at the opposite side. You know, we were talking about receiving feedback and etc. I'm going to skip straight to question number 4. What are some challenges of giving feedback in the workplace? Let's take, for example, Bruno. You have a difficult colleague. He's not producing that much. He's not so good in a technical level. How do you give a hard feedback? You know, what do you think is the most difficult part of doing it? Tell me, Bruno.
Yeah, the most difficult part is when you deal with people, it's really delicate
Yes, I know
to
it
be in
is.
this situation. Yeah, because people sometimes they don't understand what you are saying. Maybe it's something wrong in the way that you are saying something, or maybe the people don't want to listen what you need to say for them, because they don't want to change. They just want to be the same, and they, in their minds, they think that they are good in that way, and the problem is with you, with the company, with the others, not never with the person, so it's really complicated, but when you when you are going to tell something for other people or person, it depends of the situation. I believe that you need to deal with it in a good way, and trying to show to the person that everything that you are saying in that moment is for his or her better, not to criticize in a bad way, because we can receive a good feedback, not a good, not a good feedback, but critique, in a good way, because it will make us change in order to be better, and that there are situations where people just say things to you just to make you upset, or uh, make you give up about something, and but when you are giving a feedback, I think that we need to look for a way to say it, showing to the person that you care about the person, and all that you are saying is for her or his better, that's it.
Okay, I know it is really hard, but let's talk about the most experienced professional here, Newton. What do you think, man? What's the hard part of giving a hard feedback? What do you think? Like,
Okay.
yeah, go
Uh,
ahead.
yes, in my opinion, big challenge to give a feedback is to be clear and show for a person that is for in order to improve, not it's not for diminish his capacity or her capacity, and is to improve. I think be clear is very important, because some persons they think that feedback is to diminish, in not for and the better of a person. I think it's very important to be clear and show the right purpose of the feedback.
All right, nice, nice. I really like what you said. It's kind of related to what Bruno said. It's like it's people, you know. So you need to be kind, you need to be polite, but you need
Yeah,
to give the right message. It's
yeah.
hard to do that. It's really hard. And what about you, Fabio? How do you deal with this situation? Like you need to give a really hard feedback. What do you think will be the problems? What challenges you're going to face? Tell me.
Oh, okay. Um, People don't expect negative feedback.
Yeah.
Uh, Feedback should always be respectful, but they shouldn't be afraid to speak the truth. Um, it's very important for our colleagues to know the important things they bring to us, and they should also know the negative things that many times they don't even release they are doing it. I confess that I use ChatGPT, uh,
Go ahead,
and
don't worry.
artificial intelligence to help me send a more respectful email to my leader. Uh, and using positive examples is always a good tool. I believe.
All right, nice. Just one parenthesis here, Fabio. You know, ChatGPT is a tool, you know, but you
Yes.
can't be afraid of using it, you know. If it helps you, don't worry, you need to use it, you know. Here on TNT, our philosophy is talk as much as you can. So if you're doing it, you are following the philosophy, okay? So don't worry about making mistakes or using a different tool. Just speak up and try to practice your English. Don't worry about other stuff.
Yes, yes, yes. I
Don't worry
use
about that.
every day ChatGPT for training, and this is my friend.
No, it's important, you know. I'm really in favor of using different technologies to help learning, and it's really important to do that. And well, it was kind of a feedback, you know. Don't be
Yes,
afraid of using the
and
tools.
I use in others applications, for example, and Duolingo
Duolingo,
and
it's amazing.
Hello Talk and Talk now. Um,
It's nice. It's nice. All right, nice, nice. But let's keep with you, all right, Fabio? Let's take, for example, you received a bad feedback. I don't know, if I was a teacher, I would say, Fabio, you cannot use ChatGPT. It's really bad for you. How do you keep up with a bad feedback? You know, how do you react? Like receiving a really bad one, what would you do? Tell me, Fabio.
I try growth and I think oh how how it's difficult, but I answer for people. How como eu posso melhorar, né?
How to improve?
Yes.
All right, nice. Yes, it's a good way because sometimes people tell you, oh, you need to improve in this and that, and maybe they can help you to improve in that specific situation. I think it's nice.
Yes.
And what about you, Bruno? I don't know. Your boss get to you and say, Bruno, come here, please. You're not performing really well. I'm not so confident about your technical skills. I don't know. You talk too much. You don't work very well. Tell me, how would you receive a bad feedback, a negative one? How would you react?
Yeah, I always try to think that when I receive a feedback like this, I always try to figure out a way to improve myself in order to bring good results for the company.
Yes.
And of course, I would like to know why the person is giving me this feedback, and and as Fabio said, and I would ask to the person what I can do to be better, because it's not just to give you a feedback, but don't show you the way where you need to go. I think that you need to know the way where you need to go in order to you know improve what you are doing and be a better employee, right? So yeah, I think that it's really important. And of course, emotionally, I would be really, you know, sad with myself because I think that it's normal. But in the same way, I would like to, uh, have a strong mindset in order to not be, upset and not to lose the quality, because sometimes it's happening when you are sad or upset. Yeah.
All right, nice, really nice, Bruno. And what about you, Newton? I don't know. Someone gets to you and say, "Oh, Newton, you are a really bad boss. I don't know. You call me a lot. I don't know. You give me hard work and don't let me rest." Tell me, how do you handle this negative feedback? Someone is giving to
Okay.
you.
Okay, talking seriously, it's not easy,
Seriously?
not easy to hear about. But I try to understand the situation, and the goal of negative feedback. If it's a just feedback, I will try to understand and um, uh, try to be better and try to be better. I think we have to understand sometimes we can be wrong, and I have to listen about.
All right, nice, nice. It's really hard, because when you give the feedback, it's like, oh, I know what I'm doing. But when you receive a bad feedback, it's like, oh man, it's so
It's
hard, You don't want
true.
to hear bad things.
Very difficult, very difficult.
Okay, but now it's not on the list, but I got curious. Do we receive feedback just in the workplace? Do we receive feedback in other places? Let's start with you, Bruno. I don't know. Your girlfriend gives you feedback. I don't know. Your family, your mother. Tell me.
Yeah, at home all the time, because
All
I
the
always
time.
forget to. Yeah, I always forget to put the things in the right place, and my wife tell me, "Hey, man, what is the problem with you? Because I already told you that you need to put the things in the right place, and you always change the place." And I tell her, "Oh, sorry, I will try to remember, but I always forget, always forget." It's crazy,
So
but it
nice.
happens all the time.
What about you guys? What about you, Fabio? Do you receive feedback just in the workplace or receive somewhere else?
This is very difficult, but telling the truth and showing the way of how this person will change positively, I believe, is the most important. Um, and showing the course and others tools. Um, this is a way.
All right, all right. Yes, you
So,
need to give the example. I really
yes.
believe that. I can't say, oh, Bruno, you don't put the things in the right place, and then I put something in the wrong place, you know? I can't do that.
Yes.
And what about you, Newton? Do you receive feedback just at the workplace or somewhere else?
Uh, uh, um, as Bruno said, in my home is the same thing. I'm 40, we are 40 years married, but until today, sometimes things in the wrong place. Women are equal in every time. It's very, very difficult. Yeah? You have to understand in order to have a good marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I totally agree. Yeah, in order to have a good relationship, you know, you need
yeah,
like to listen and talk. It's
yeah.
really, really, really important. Okay, I'm going to get back to question number three and change it a little bit. Let's suppose the following situation. You are going to receive a difficult feedback. You already know that. Do you prefer to receive it by face to face, via email, through other channel, or maybe the person you call you? How do you prefer to receive this difficult feedback you already know is going to be really, really hard to receive? Let's go with you, Bruno. How do you prefer? Face to face, in a chat, I don't know, through message, via email? Tell me.
Yeah. Uh, I believe that the best way to receive this kind of feedback is when you are in person, because you can look at the eyes of the person, and you can see the gestures, to see if what the person is telling you is true or not, if it's sincerely, or something that is a fake news or something like that, because it's really important to feel, the emotion, and I think that is a kind of is a matter of respect, when you call to the person to tell them, uh, something important, it shows that you care about that person, so I believe that the best way to give an important message, to deliver an important message is to call to the person and talk whatever you need in person.
Even if it's a really hard feedback, I don't know. Let's suppose you lost the date of a project, you know, and you are going to receive, oh, Bruno, you lost the date, man. How could you do that? You prefer like in person.
Yeah, I believe that, of course, that this kind of feedback, we prefer to receive a message or maybe a WhatsApp message voice, but it's better when you are in person, because you can release your feelings there, and and finish the subject right away, because if you, for example, if I send you a message and tell you, Solon, I don't like the way you talk to me. Maybe we can, procrastinate that conversation for a long time, or maybe that there is something that uncompleted to talk to you, and
Yeah.
because of the message that we are changing, we can, express ourselves in a way that we could do it if we are in person. I
All
prefer
right.
to. That's the reason.
Okay, really good. I like that. And what about you guys? Let's go with you, Newton. How would you prefer it? It's a really hard feedback you're going to receive. You prefer by person or via email? Tell me. He's receiving a feedback right now, you know, in person.
Yeah, yeah.
Live on YouTube.
Oh my God.
Take it easy,
Oh.
please.
She's making a cake for me, but the device is very loud. But okay, let's go. I prefer face to face, eye to eye, because I agree with Bruno. Uh, it's better looking in the eyes, because when you know a thing about an email or other kind of message, you don't know about the situation better. I
Yes.
think I prefer looking the eye and face to face. I think it's very important.
Okay, nice. Face to face.
Yeah.
And what about you, Fabio? Tell me, what do you prefer, man?
I prefer face to face, and I'm using other tools, for example, email and WhatsApp, and um, I am a practical person. I like it to show examples that went right and tells that went wrong. So I participate in balancing and encouraging them. I
All
believe
right,
in
good.
this.
Really nice, really nice. And face to face was unanimous here. I really appreciate that. But
Yes,
it's,
it's more real, huh?
yeah,
Um, I believe in.
yes, it's exactly like Bruno said, you know, like you can express your feelings in a better way. You can see like the corporal language of the person, and I don't know, maybe you can be a little bit closer to the person, you know. Maybe through email is too cold, or via message you receive a message like complaining, you know, like, oh, you need to improve. It's really bad to receive something like that. But let's go to number 7. It's personal. If you don't want to share details, don't need to, but it would be nice to hear an example. It's like this. Can you share an example of a time when you received a feedback that helped you to improve? Let's go with you, Newton. Do you have a situation like that? It can be a situation where you received or where you gave a feedback.
I'm sorry, and Solo is
Yeah.
your
Yes.
username, né?
Yes.
What is the question? What
Number
number?
7. Question number 7.
17. Yes. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, don't worry. Go ahead, Newton. Oh, maybe we can skip.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Okay. I remember when I work in a company. I working as a consultant, helping people in accounting problems and situations and tributes to uh, my my supervisor in the feedback said to me when I passed the answer for the client. I was so I was a little shy, not with no, how can I say, with as I know the theme, the question very well. And he told to me, you need to be more confident. You need more confident when you pass the information, the answer. And it helped me a lot because I understood this problem, and I improved it very well. And I remember another feedback. He said to me, "Oh, now you are with us. You're more confident. You are so confident. The client um, believe in your and your answer very well. And that's it, that situation. And I improved a lot with paid feedback.
Okay, good, good. It's nice to hear that because we take experience from the past and they stay in our memories, you know, like you receive
Yeah,
this in a company and you remember it to today. So it really
yeah.
helps you. It's interesting to see that. And what about you, Bruno? Tell me, did you have a situation like that?
Well, yes, yes. At the company that I work, yes, I've been working there for 10 years, so I have passed a lot of different situations, different moments, good and bad moments, that make me grow as a professional, as a person. I have learned a lot. And once, one moment that I remember clearly was when there is I don't know how can I say it in English, but I will try to tell that I was responsible to issue for billing, yeah.
Yes.
So, but that we have different clients, and each client has a different way to billing, and one of them didn't uh, didn't this client was not satisfied with the way that I was working, in that moment. So he made a claim and a complaint, right? A complaint, and it was for me it was terrible because I was thinking that I was doing a great job, but it was not so good at the moment, and my leaders they called me to have a conversation, and they explained to me what I was doing wrong, and from that moment I could improve and do different things in order to satisfy the client. Client is important, and sometimes it's just a matter of conversation, you just need to have a conversation in a polite way, in a good way, to make sure that the person understands what you are saying and you solve the problem, as soon as possible. But for me, every time, maybe it's something that I need to work on myself. That every time that I receive a bad comment, a bad feedback, I think a lot. I put so much pressure on myself. I hate, not because I receive the feedback, but with myself, because sometimes you need to be better or something, but you wait for the moment that someone tell you it, and you need to wait for it. You can change, you can be proactive and change the situation. That's the point.
Yes, I know what you mean when you talk about that. Like we need a trigger, you know, something to start,
Yeah,
and then I'm going to change right now.
yeah,
But it's really interesting to hear that because you said you've been working in this company for 10 years. So sometimes we get like, oh, I know that what I'm doing, then you do in your own way, but then you learn there are different ways. It's nice to hear that. And what about you, Fabio? Do you have an example like that or a situation?
Okay, I remember my boss told me that I was very dependent on my coworkers. Um, so I started to study and dedicate myself more uh, until I had, college to solve my own problems, and I even managed to create new ways to solve problems that even they didn't know how to solve. Believe in is is very important. Trying every day.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And this happens especially at the in our earlier stages of our careers, you know. Like we don't know a lot of things yet, so we kind of keep asking to the seniors, to the supervisors, and etc. And sometimes,
Yes, is
yeah, you
now
need,
is now moment I am in full stack,
yes,
and it's very difficult because um, it's more language and in databases and in um, so serious. It's hard. It's hard, difficult my jobs but tra- tra- uh, training every day and it's cool.
yes, yes. And this is a feedback for life, you know. Like we can't like, oh, I'm going to ask to this person, that person. Of course, people will help you, but you need to be a little bit more proactive and search for resources. Sometimes we're going to face difficult, but we can keep going. It's nice to do that. Really nice, guys. Okay, and
Okay.
let's skip to question number 13. All right. This one is kind of hard, so I'd like to start with you, Newton. What is the difference between constructive feedback and criticism? What do you think? What is the turning point there? Tell me.
Okay. I think the difference feedback is to help a person, um, and to improve the situations in a company or in home. And a criticism. I don't know if is the means of this word. Uh, I think positive critic is good too, but I think criticism is a term that is not to improve, but only to talk about a person in a bad way, negative way. Okay, that's it, Lolo. My opinion.
Okay, and what about you, Fabio? What do you think is the difference between constructive feedback and criticism?
Um, I am frank, but I'm not huge.
Yes.
Using examples of success inspires others to be too. Say good things, convey good things. You stick what you plant.
Nice.
Be kind.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Yes, it's I don't know. Sometimes the people think like, oh, I'm going to give a feedback, and the person is going to think that I'm talking about or bad about her, you know. But it's not in that way. So we
Yes.
need, just like Bruno said in the beginning, we are 13 people, so it's hard, you know, to give the right message, and the person gets the right message, you know. But let's go with you, Bruno. What do you think? How can we differentiate between constructive feedback and criticism?
Well, for me, the constructive feedback is when you say something to the person and the person understand, and this person will receive the message and use the message in order to build his or her character, be a better person and use it in their favor. So for me, it's a constructive feedback, because you have the option to be better, as a person, as a professional, whatever. And are when you receive a critic, in a bad way, it's like you don't have the option to be better. You just feel lost, upset, and maybe you think about give up, about something. So that's the difference for me, and you need to be aware about the people that are saying it for you, because sometimes people just want to see you bad, and they don't want to see you growing, you know. And so you need to take care of it. You need to be aware and don't give up about the things that you believe, and you are, you know, by the results you can see if you are doing a great job or not, you know, in all the areas of your life.
Okay, nice. Amazing message, Bruno. Amazing message. And just talking about feedback, guys, I'm sending a link in our chat, and this link is about the feedback of the meeting, you know. So I would really appreciate if you could just click on this link and say your true opinion about this meeting. This is the only way we have to improve and listen to you. If you have ideas to new topics or new conversations, if you have ideas for the meeting in general, if you have critics or constructive feedback, just go ahead and write that down, okay? So that's it for today, guys. Fabio, are you there yet? I don't know. I think he's not, but it was very nice to have you here. And guys, I hope to see you again. As you know, we have other meetings, not just this one. And if you want to have more information, just go to talkingtalk.com.br. That's it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much. I really appreciate
Okay,
it.
thank you, Solon.
And
Thank
that's
you,
it.
Bruno.
Bye-bye, guys. See
Bye-bye.
you on YouTube.